Do you ever feel like you have no idea what to do with your money? Have you done some stupid things with your money that you wish you could take back? Well, it's common for everybody to make mistakes with money. Even those who have financial freedom, like Dave Ramsey. At the beginning of Dave Ramsey's journey to financial freedom, he and his wife, who were just recently married, started with very little money. But by the time he got to 26 years old, they grew their wealth into millions, and Dave was making $250,000 a year. While this may seem like a dream to many people, it was just the beginning of a horrible nightmare. During this time, Dave says that he took the wrong path by having too much debt by borrowing money. The bank he was initially with got sold to another bank, and someone higher up in that establishment noticed the huge loans that Dave and his wife owed them. So the banks went after him to ensure all that money he borrowed would come back to them. Over the next 2 years, Dave and his wife watched the million-dollar empire crash to the ground, putting them in bankruptcy. At this point, he was 28 years old with a young toddler, a newborn baby, and his marriage barely hanging by a thread. But with an opportunity to restart, it was at this point that he needed to really figure out how money works, so he wouldn't have to go through this nightmare again. In developing his frugal living formula to financial freedom, he started talking to older rich people who have not only grown their wealth, but were able to keep it for the many decades they've been alive. Dave realized that getting rich is only one of 2 steps to real financial freedom. The other step is preserving your wealth for the rest of your life. Over the many years of Dave's studies, he realized that both making money and preserving money is pretty simple. In fact, there are only 6 steps to grow to financial freedom if you're totally broke. The first step is to make sure that you live on less than you make. This step is self-explanatory. However, much you earn through your income is what you have available to spend. Of course, you can turn to loans like credit cards to help assist your payments. But a credit card isn't money you have, but the money you borrow. This is money that you'll have to pay back entirely, and with very high interest if you don't pay it back on time. Dave says that you don't need to live on rice and beans, but you can't live a lifestyle as if you're working in Congress. That means avoiding takeout, learning to cook at home, don't buy the most expensive designer brands, don't travel if you can't pay with cash, don't buy clothes if you have enough in your closet, and focusing on making the most out of what you have. The second step is to live on a plan, because if you don't have a plan set in place, then you don't know where you're going. As Dave experienced, without understanding where you want to be in your future, you won't be able to get there because you have no idea what you want. In his case, it ended up with bankruptcy. The third step is to live on a written budget. It's extremely important to make sure that your budget is written and not made up in your head. Having it written ensures that it's 100% accurate, and you know all the details necessary. Through a written budget, you'll know exactly how much you're allowed to spend every month according to your income, but it'll also allow you to make the most financially efficient choices so you can save up the most money possible in the fastest way possible. The fourth step is to pay off your debt. For Dave, this step is what all the other steps revolve around. Paying off your debt is the gatekeeper that won't let you into wealth until you defeat them. However, you can't defeat the gatekeeper unless you complete the 3 previous steps. In Dave's life, debt brought him down from being a millionaire to having nothing. When you have your written budget, make sure that if you have any debt, that a big portion of your paycheck goes to paying it off as quickly as possible. You can't become wealthy if you have debts to pay. The 5th step is to learn to save and invest. When you've managed to pay off your debts, then you can truly become wealthy because you have nothing left to pay for. Here, you can learn to make the most of your money and help it work for you, instead of you working for it. Saving and investing is very simple, and the most common and best path to take is to constantly invest in your Roth IRA and your 401k. This will ensure a happy and wealthy retirement. The 6th step is to be generous. Dave says that there is a strong correlation between people who are wealthy and people who are generous. Essentially, the more you want to help others, the more likable you are, meaning the more opportunities that can help you grow will naturally come to you. Dave makes a strong point by saying that he's never met a millionaire who hasn't done these exact steps and says these exact things. And it's surely the best way to live frugally and grow your wealth from zero to financial freedom. But even though you've read all the steps to get to financial freedom, you're still missing a full understanding of Dave Ramsey's top frugal living tips, where the 6 steps are explored in detail, so you'll know exactly what to do. Click here so you can learn the best ways to become wealthy quickly and easily, and to make sure you have the best results that you really want.